Hi, Danielle.
Hi, Kacey.
How are you?
I have a big smile on my face because something big has happened.
Oh, God.
Something good. I mean, again, we're looking for little, dots of sunlight in this vast black hole of the universe where we can't go inside, can't go outside, where, people are
We're living in a middle plane in California. Yes.
So any hope that, sheds a bit of light in is good. And guys, Lenithia Leaks has made it back to Instagram.
Oh,
and I feel like, thank God, because to just take off like that for months.
Without even barely a word of warning.
Not even saying something to her best friend, Casey Rose Wilson, who has taken many pictures with her.
Very rude. A series of photos amongst the same conversation. Like one of those when you hold it down.
And look, I know, as I have said, I had been very anti-Nene and this last season, and then I read her book, and now I'm on the Nene train again. But I was worried. I didn't know. Was it something with Greg? Is it something I said? What could it have been? I couldn't help it.
I doubt it was about you, but
we don't know. Let's not make assumptions, Kacey.
Right. Okay. Speaking of, I don't want to put her on blast. God damn it. If someone tags, I'm going to be pissed. But I just received communication from a housewife, Danielle.
Ooh, who?
Not 5 seconds ago.
Who?
Truly, right before this just made me.
Was it Dolores?
It's one I've never been in contact with.
Who?
So I'm just checking my tweets as you do, and I see an incoming from my last one had been from you and Joel Kim Booster. Fun. Right up, okay. I see Eileen Davidson.
What?
Not someone you assume correspondence to come across your desk.
No.
I don't want to call her out for what it is because it's a great thing. And you know what? And I will be doing something, although it'll probably draw more attention, but she's just like, hey, Casey, hi. I'm like, okay, well, hi.
She's just assuming you guys have a relationship.
And I do have a relationship with her in my head. So maybe she feels the same. She's just, it's a political question, and she would like me to tweet, all great, love all this. But then at the end, it just makes me laugh because we've never met. She's like, hey, could you and if you could just send the tweet that I custom write for you about once a week, that'd be great.
It's like, as if she's continuing a conversation you had started at another time.
Right. But I wouldn't ask you to tweet something once a week.
No, of course not. Of course not. But
I will tweet for my own personal sponsors, Chrysler. Of course I will. But it just made me laugh. And you know what? I will do it because I will do anything this jumpsuited woman says.
I won't.
And I have a love. And so this isn't me hating. It was just interesting. I maybe they feel as close to us as we do to them.
I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, I would like that, but I'm also, it scares me. So I don't know how I feel about it.
Look, I've got my marching orders.
You sure do.
And she doesn't say what it will be.
Oh, it's just a tweets that coming.
They're coming.
Get ready. It's
once
coming.
A week. Get ready to fire them off.
You don't know what it is, but just press copy, paste, send it on. All right, Eileen. I think I saw Vinny.
I appreciate her reaching out. Go on.
Yeah, me too. I think I saw her husband, Vincent, in a movie the other night. And I was like, why does this guy look familiar to me? It was from the 70s, I believe. And it was a movie I had watched, I think in the 80s and the 90s as a kid. But it's called Rock and Roll High School. It's about the Ramones. Did you ever, it's this weird,
no.
I want to say it's even Roger Corman. It stars the Ramones and a bunch of other people. And it's a weird, really cult classic movie. And it just kind of features all the songs of the Ramones. But anyway, I believe Vincent is in it because as I'm looking at his face, and I did not go to IMDb afterwards or check it or Google or anything, but I was like, I know that man's face. Why do I know it? And I was like, is that Vinny? So anyway, I should probably Google it, or if someone can maybe just tell me, that would be great. So I don't have to use my fingers.
Great.
Anyhow, I think I saw him and he was very good looking.
Oh, thank God. Should we get into Potomac?
Guys, yes, we should.
Well, let me set up what this episode is really quickly, Danielle, because we were not supposed to have an episode this week. I was looking forward to not talking to you all, but something happened, and that's the Kardashians is going off the air. And while that may not affect you, it affected me. Mm-hmm. So
it sure did.
So Danielle's actually going to exunt stage left after we talk Housewives, and we're going to bring on two women that care just as deeply because I don't want haters. And it's going to be Jessica St. Clair. I don't want haters, nor do I want neutrals.
Find your word.
You know? I want lovers.
Lovers. Yeah. You're not going to find that. I mean, you're going to find interesting gawkers, looky-loos.
Right. But we're all that. I want to take a deep dive in, and I love you, Danielle, but certain friendships, they can't provide everything for you, you know?
No, they certainly can't.
Yeah.
They certainly can't. You don't, you weren't a 16 and pregnant stan the way that I was.
That's right.
Everybody's got their things.
And, really quickly, Stacey and Darcy, if you're not watching it, I don't know what's wrong with you. It's the greatest of all time. And Stacey and Darcy, they made a cameo for my sister-in-law Shira for her birthday, in which they sang "Happy Birthday to Ya." Then they said, "Cut that cake on the bias."
Did you have them say that to her?
No! They genius.
Wow.
And the show is going to cover COVID. It goes right up into the last episode. Their dad's like, "Listen, you guys can't be going to LA. There's a virus coming." And they're like, "What?" And then I thought, God damn it. I don't want to see Stace and Darce like negotiating COVID, except for that I do.
Oh, I definitely do.
Because their younger Bulgarian lovers are quarantining with them. And it looks like it's not great.
And again, we're going to get into Potomac in a minute. But one of the guys, I think Shira posed this question, or maybe it was Deanna, but Florian is he good looking? And it just depends what angle you're coming at him, because sometimes
everyone on that show, you gotta get the right angle on him,
because sometimes you're like,
you have to move, you have to move the TV.
Like sometimes you're like, Monster Man, and then other times you're like, I gotta get me a taste. Like it's so like it's like one side of their face. Like I don't even know. It's a shock.
It's like Black Mirror, because Darcy and Stacey, as Deanna said, the more you watch it, the less you can tell them apart. And that's normally you would think the opposite.
Yes,
because they are twins. And I love these women. I feel them so deeply. I as you know, I cry when they cry. There's something spontaneous happens to me.
Yeah.
And I really cry. Like when they're suffering, I'm just like, God, fucking life is hard.
Can't they get a break? Can't they get a break? Seems like they're going to try their luck out in Los Angeles for that break.
But then COVID. Potomac.
Wow. So Potomac this week, guys, it was an adventure. It was just a roller coaster of emotions, of people, who they are. Like, I just want to shout out the Grande Dame, La Dame herself, Karen Huger, because she goes places that you just don't expect to happen. I mean, at one point she says, and I'm going to do the best I can to quote it, but just, "I need to take a bath. Ray is coming and my coochie stinks."
Yeah, that was beautiful.
I mean, I didn't expect it. We all have a rough day or two. We all haven't showered in sometimes. And, everybody can smell. But to just hear it announced just so properly, so publicly, I don't know what to make of it.
I screamed with laughter. Okay, you know what's really funny? Someone has started for Potomac a GoFundMe for Giselle Bryant to retake her birthday photos.
Oh, God. Oh, no.
Yeah, they're upset with the outfits that she chose. And I know these are hard times and November is coming, but this is also important.
Let's all realize where we have to spend our money. Give what you can.
Prefer you to come to our Vote Mama event next week.
But if you can't, please give to Giselle.
Please scooch on over to Giselle.
I do hope this money is turned over to something else.
I hope it goes for exactly what God intended it to.
Now, also, I want to talk about one more thing that Karen said, which is that she also said she was wasted, like just naked but wasted. Like not literally naked, but to quote Tamara of OC, she got naked wasted, and I've never seen her. So have we seen her this drunk before? I don't recall.
No.
But I've never seen her this drunk.
8 shots of Fireball in.
Whoa. I mean, and she held it down for a while, but she kept going.
Not at the end.
I love her so much. But then she said, basically again, talking of her vagina, just like my vagina is not old and dried up. It is wet.
Moist.
She
said,
She is.
She said my vagina is moist.
And I was so
slurred.
Yes. I was so proud of her for just giving it up to what she's got.
Oh, I'm sorry, Danielle. I have the quote. I don't have an old vagina. My shit is moist.
Thank you.
I love Karen. I love that she opened up about her and Ray too. I love Karen this season.
Me too.
I feel for her. And I want her to take that shower and get things cleared up down there.
Yeah, everybody take a shower. Get it smelling.
Now, I felt like we stayed one night too many in Potomac. It's like a trip, but you go on and you're like, I kind of want to go home.
I felt that too. I was like, and
then the men were just arriving.
And I was like, thank God that they didn't have to stay another night. The thought of, because I was at first when the men arrived, I was like, do they have to stay another night?
But that bothered me because then I'm like, so no one's going to get drunk and have fun. We're just like watching everyone just sit around wondering when they can leave. It was just poor planning. I don't like when social dynamics aren't thought of.
No, I understand, but I needed to get out of there, and so did those women. And so I was glad to get gone.
Let's talk about Ashley and Candace and what happened. Candace had this bomb to drop that, in fact, a friend of hers had sent, photos that Ashley's husband, while they were at the lake house, was seen in a strip club. And later in the episode, we find out that not only that, he was in a hotel room, and there was photos of him, unfortunately, in his boxers. And she had to deliver this news to Ashley with Giselle, and I did feel like Candace has grown. I felt genuinely Candace felt badly about having to deliver that.
Me too. It was weird to like Candace suddenly because I've spent so long on the other side, like even last episode. So to like her.
I know, but that's what's happened with all of us in Dorit. Yeah, let's never forget this can happen. Where you're like, I fucking hate this person. I love them.
No. And that's why it was so weird.
It happened with me and Kenya.
Oh, yes, it did. I mean, look, our relationships change. They grow. People change and grow. And we have seen literally in a week Candace grow, because to take her sides over Monique's later in the episode when Monique was yelling at her for pulling Ashley aside I'm always on Monique's side. I like Not for Lazy Moms. I enjoy her. I find her bubbly and refreshing. And then for this week, for everything to switch, it just
exactly as Ashley said of Candace, quote, she chose not to be shady. She chose that. I mean, Monique is just still very upset about, what's going to happen next week between Candace and Monique. I am telling you, if you're not watching this show, you should just jump out a window. I'm serious. End it. Because
but you don't have to.
What is coming?
You could just watch the show.
Yeah, right, but those are your options. You have two options, and there's nothing in between. Because, okay, this is just also insane. So when Ashley's receiving the news about
her husband,
Michael, having been in a strip club, it was, and someone sent me a DM about this, the smile on her face was quite unsettling. Even though I feel for her, just the reaction of Denise, for instance, when she hears about Brandy, and it's just not the normal reaction we're all hoping for. The tears, the crying, the calling, the yelling. It's I knew that.
Yeah,
I knew that.
She's smiling as if to say, wow, we got caught. It was so.
Yeah, fuck, I gotta go through this again, that motherfucker.
In Scooby-Doo, my daughter's been watching a lot of Scooby-Doo lately, and it's and I would have gotten away with it. It's just sort of strange. And then she says, well, I think it's
and much like the song in Scooby-Doo. Is it, what's that song? You've got so much to do now? Some work to do now?
Got some work to do now. Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, that's what Ashley
some work to do. Going around sniffing underwear.
Okay, that quote. Candace is can I just ask you, why don't you ever ask, I know you're asking direct questions, but could you ask him more indirect questions? To which Ashley responded, I don't just ask direct questions. I read his texts, his emails, I sniff undies.
But if we're in the place in our relationship with our husband
where we're sniffing the crotches of underwear.
We're sniffing underwear.
But what's she trying to get there? What's going to be in his undies? Is he not pulling them down?
Well, I guess when a part of your body has been in a part of another person's body, there is a distinct, as Karen could tell you, stink.
See, I'm confused because Chelsea Peretti and I were actually going back and forth about this together of are they going for perfume? No. What is she getting off his undies? And of course, you're right. Yeah, no, I felt that. I knew it was something like that. I knew it was something like that.
What did you think was it going to be? The smell?
I don't know, because I was just like, oh, I don't know. I can see like trying to smell him for perfume. I don't know what I thought.
It's the smell of sex. The smell of
smell of Karen's
the
crotch.
smell of stink. The stink of sex.
No, stop. You're disgusting, Danielle.
I didn't bring it up. You asked the question. I'm just trying to answer you honestly. As Lisa Rinna would say, I'm just speaking the truth. I'm a truth teller.
Well, Michael's such a piece of shit because, first of all, I want to say to Bravo and anyone listening, and if you're a part of this, I hope you look inward and look in the mirror and ask yourself some questions, which are, why the fuck didn't you send a camera home with Ashley?
I don't.
After the lake house? I don't need to see her loading Dean into the car with a nanny. I need to see that conversation, not them in the next day where she calls him at work and he's like, you caught me off guard. I'm eating lunch and reviewing a document.
What document is he fucking reviewing? I want to know. What job does fucking Michael
another
have?
cease and desist from a camera person on Bravo for pinching more bottoms.
Pinching bottoms.
He is such a piece of
old
shit.
Man, weird, sexual, gross harassment.
And then he's like, well, you caught me off guard. That's how David reacted when I called him. I mean, he does answer the phone with what? Because I call him so much and it doesn't feel good. But like, I have to make up reasons to call David because I want to talk to him so much. But
my husband told me literally the first week we started dating, he's like, I just need you to know I'm not good on the phone. Like literally the day we started dating. And that was helpful.
Has that proven to be true?
Oh, completely true.
Right.
We just,
okay.
But it was really, this week was it was a treasure. I love Potomac so much. It's just the best of the franchise right now that we have. And then we saw Monique fall asleep as Candace was. Do you think Monique was asleep on that couch? I thought she was awake.
Deeply. Oh, I thought she was asleep.
No, I thought she was awake. I thought she was tired, but I think she was like, I don't want to deal with saying goodbye to this bitch right now. So I am going to.
Only because
I myself have pretended to be asleep on occasions. I know what it looks like. One knows another.
But if she just hosted like 27 nights and made cinnamon rolls. Like she did a lot. And made that roaring fire with that lighter fluid.
And potty trained a bird.
I keep saying it. I have a hard time pinning down Monique. And like, who is Monique?
Well, I think that's the girl's
besides
problem.
A bird lover.
Yeah, she's a bird. I hate that bird.
I love it. I
need that
so
bird
much.
to go. I cannot.
No, when the bird came out of the room and scared Ashley, it's an amazing new character. Why is the bird in the opening?
Oh, it's
fluttering on her shoulder.
I hope the bird's at the reunion. That bird better fucking be at the reunion.
And she should have had it like when they turn around in the opening for their tagline, the bird should be on her shoulder. Like 100%. Yeah,
more than the rest of her family. I see that bird more than I see the kids.
Or holding on to like the Washington Monument or whatever the fuck they hold for Potomac. A little Washington Monument.
But look, I do agree that the bird is the Leah of new cast members in the city. But I will say that I hate birds so much that anytime it flies out, I scream too. I'm always like, ah! Like, I just don't want it near me.
But I love that the editors are subtitling him.
Yes. Again, it serves a great purpose. The thought of a bird flying around me.
Didn't he say this week, sup, homies? I was like, how dare they?
He's always like, hi, mommy.
Okay. Really quick, we have to talk because we don't have a ton of time today, but we have to talk about the charades game that was played, which Robin suggested, which I thought was a great idea for Robin.
I loved it.
And we need to play this with our friends if we can ever see them again, which is like, okay, husbands are going to imitate their wives. I actually thought Kris did a great job with Candace.
I thought he did a great job.
He came out nice. Then he went back, flipped a switch on the light, and came back as a demon. That was great.
Yes. That was great.
But when Monique's husband came out with
the big,
it was like a magnum bottle of champagne, right?
Yeah, it was like a magnum of it, almost champagne or something. Yeah.
So this was his impression of his wife. In case you didn't see, he brought the largest bottle of champagne out you've ever seen, and then proceeded to turn it around so that the bottom end and kind of tilt it down was facing his mouth, and then proceeded to go down on the bottle as his wife going down on him.
Then he said, just kidding.
He said, just kidding.
But then we didn't. Did we get anything else besides
No, but we did get an amazing quote from Dr. Wendy, who said in her testimonial, the first thing you do to imitate your wife is her doing fellatio. No, sir. Do better. I like Dr. Wendy. I don't know what to make of her.
I do too, and I feel like she's going to give us a lot more.
Her husband's
I'm
like
ready
sweet
for
nerdy.
I think he's good looking too.
Oh, I do too. Yeah. But I like them, and I think more is brewing under that professors.
Yeah. We got more. I'm excited for next week is when I think everything blows up, as they've alluded to. So, whew.
Yeah. And I can't stop looking at Giselle's fashions now. I never really thought about it because she's just so beautiful. But there was a tough testimonial look, and she was in an off-the-shoulder salmon number with like diamond beading and kind of bone salmon earrings. It was upsetting. But I think Robin's looking amazing.
Robin is
I just want to give that shout out.
Stunning right now. And I would have liked to see Juan this weekend. I know we had stuff to do, but I would have loved to see Juan because I enjoy Juan.
We've got some work to do now. All right,
Beverly Hills. Now, first, before we even get into Beverly Hills, a controversy has hit the air this week about Miss Teddy Jo Mellencamp and her diet program. Now, we revealed this.
We revealed this way back when.
I want to say 2 to 3 years ago. We had a listener send us basically the plan, and we were like, "This is insane. This is starvation."
But
we put it on the podcast.
Then we realized it was a bit too low, even for us, to expose these things. But now we are reporting on the news.
Now the news is what it is, and we can report.
We were contacted by Teddy, and we apologize and sent flowers. So now here we are, a couple years later.
We are free to speak.
We were sent a cease and desist.
Like, we were also told we can't talk about this because everybody had signed these like NDAs or whatever, but like, you're basically, it's crazy. It's a starvation system.
It's Nexium. Teddy is whatever the fuck that little twerp dork's name that's running that
She's probably playing volleyball every fucking night.
I bet she is like, meet me for volleyball. Keith was the Nexium.
Oh, sorry. Yes, it's the next guy.
Sorry,
Thank you.
Keith Renier.
That is a fake name if I've ever.
Ranieri.
No, his name is really like Keith Renier. And he just made
quickly, if you have not yet seen this, please watch The Vow and please see the scene where Allison Mack meets Keith. It's the most upsetting scene I've ever seen with my eyes.
Yeah, I was so upset by the scene. But back to Beverly Hills.
Yep, and I blame her too. Go on. Okay, part Trace of the reunion. I'm going to say something. Oh, fuck Lisa Rinna.
I'm clear.
I'm done. I'm done.
Uh-huh.
What the fuck?
Fuck her so hard. I don't understand what the fuck she is doing to Denise.
I don't get it.
Her friend. They were friends. I find it unconscionable.
She wants to like solidify her thing. She's made this whole thing about her. It makes zero sense whatsoever.
And do I believe Denise? No, but I don't give a shit. Because that's not our business and I don't care.
I don't care anymore. Lisa's made herself look terrible. And I think she really has kind of come off like a bully, frankly. And I like what Andy said. Like, why do you begrudge someone? You're asking her for her truth. This is the truth she's telling you. It might not be the truth, but it is her truth.
But she's not budging. She's not budging. So you have to move forward.
We're not getting anywhere. And why didn't Andy press Denise to read these texts that Lisa had written about Brandy?
Because does Denise not have them? Because she keeps saying, oh, you want me to go there? But she never goes there.
Because I actually think Denise in her heart is a nice person and didn't want to do that. And I think Denise was feeling very scared. I do. And I think Denise, I don't know. I just started to feel for Denise at the end. It's like, yeah, Denise is going to hold up this lie because of her family. And anyone who doesn't get that is an idiot. I don't know. I got bored of it by the end and I was like, fuck you, Lisa Rinna.
I never want to see Lisa Rinna again. After this season. I gotta say. Okay. I don't think Bravo will get rid of her, but I don't know how she comes back from here. Because Ramona is a fucking disgusting troll of a human being and I fucking hate her. But she doesn't seem to be playing some game. She's just an asshole. Where Lisa Rinna, I'm watching like chess moves and stuff. You know what I mean? Like it just feels like I can feel her producing in a way that I don't like.
You know what? When we went back to the scene of Harry Hamlin and her throwing the glass, was that even real?
I don't know. It's hard to tell anymore.
I don't know who the real Lisa is. Like, I really don't. I did not enjoy her in this episode. Mm-hmm. I just didn't.
No. Either did I.
I don't want to see that little one again, Sutton, but she kind of made me laugh a couple times this week. Okay, the biggest headline for me has nothing to do with Denise. It has nothing to do with anyone. It has to do with this. Tom Girardi didn't fucking fly out and see opening night of Erica in Chicago?
What the fuck?
I don't need to hear about your sex life. I don't need to hear about anything else. I've heard it all. It's not a real marriage.
That's
you don't
insane.
go.
Her dream? Her dream. Like I would go.
If every
I wanted to go
if
to
every
opening
listener
day.
of this show didn't see me on my opening night of Broadway, I would be so hurt. If listeners I never knew never came, I'd be so upset. Much less my husband.
They are rich as Croesus, as that's what my father used to always say. Rich as Croesus. They are
100%.
rich.
It's not like that's the issue. And I certainly get sometimes I guess I could be like, well, I want to perfect it. No, opening night is the night. It's the party. It's the culmination. It's everything. Having never gotten to do it. I know that.
You okay?
No. Fuck him.
Wow. No.
That really, I can't even tell you what I've scribbled on here.
Do you know I didn't even catch it? I mean, I've heard her say he never got to see it, but I was like, yeah, he never got. And then I
never got to see it. She was on Broadway for 2 months. Andy saw it.
We had an opportunity and we couldn't because we were performing the same night. But
Danielle, we had an opportunity and we saw David Byrne's show instead.
Well, come on, David Byrne, guys.
Right.
But otherwise,
I did hear she was great.
Now, the highlight for me was watching Denise talk to a mannequin. And that was supposed to be her. As she was doing the soap opera scene, it really gave me a thrill to see her like doing a scene with a mannequin.
And they didn't even put like a blazer on him.
No, they didn't even dress him or
put a wig
on him. It was really strange, but I loved it.
That they are geniuses for reaching out for that footage. Genius.
Then
Dorit's Gucci glass and Gucci ice cube was a big highlight for me.
Oh, I loved seeing that.
If Kulop Elisak, if you're listening, please get me that for Christmas. Kulop always gets me little Gucci treasures.
Oh, your birthday's coming up too.
40th.
Oh. Hey,
in quarantine.
The Florentine. That didn't
Floriantine? Stacey and Darcy? Okay.
Sorry, guys. We apologize. Can we talk about the moment that Teddy, who I fucking hate. Guys, I hate Teddy. I know it doesn't matter, but her calling out Garcelle for not
getting on the plane.
And Garcelle not having an excuse, but she does not sweat it. That's what I love about Garcelle. She's like, she gave a terrible excuse. She's like, I couldn't go. I'm afraid of little planes. And they're like, well, you could have flown commercial. And she's like, I just didn't get the weekend off for my kid. All of these things. Yeah. I don't give a shit, but she does not sweat it. And that's what I love about her.
Teddy, no matter what, even if she has an actual legitimate claim to something, always manages to make herself look dumb.
I know. For sure.
The season is over. I don't know what to say. They need to spice it up. I need something more out of all of them. Yeah, I need them to do better. Frankly, much as Dr. Wendy said, do better.
I think, but Dorit, I don't know. She's doing
just
fine.
Why is Dorit like our wise sage, like grandma suddenly? They're like, Dorit, and would you lead us out with a toast? I did like her say, may the only pain you feel be champagne.
I love again, guys,
I like that.
As soon as Kacey and I said, as soon as it is legally possible, the two of us and our good friend Akilah Green are going to the Buca di Beppo Dorit Capri Room. And we cannot wait. That's the first stop. That's
moment one of vaccine. As it's in, I've still got the Band-Aid on from the vaccine and I've got
the shot in me. It's still and we are on our way to
I'm there if you guys have the vaccine. And I'm like,
Yeah.
Oh, Danielle. All right. Well, look, New York, I'll be honest. I didn't get to watch it because we just got our screener because it airs tonight.
Yes. So I will just say a few moments real quick. Which was when Dorinda just said this phrase, and I'm going to start using this in my life because she gets called out for not being honest. And she goes, I wasn't forthright, but I was honest. I just love that those two, that you could say I was lying, but I wasn't lying, which I appreciate.
I love it.
And then a few other good quotes when Lou at the end, when Tinsy was like, nobody was happy for me. Everyone was rude to me. And Lou goes, I was happy for you in the end, Tins. Like I made you fucking your life miserable. And she's like, I was happy for you in the end, Tim. Sorry.
In the very end.
Yeah. Ramona literally, she was like, I gotta pee. And then everyone was like still talking. She's like, I'm just going. And so literally they're mid conversation. Ramona says, I gotta go, walks away to pee. And then everyone's like, Ramona, get your mask. She's like, I forgot my mask. Somebody hand me a mask. Like just saying to nobody and to everybody, somebody get me a mask. She doesn't know anybody's name. I'm positive of it. And then Tinsley at one point said, she explained how she made out with her sister, and she was like, oh, it was silly, kid stuff. People were talking about how they made out, and then me and my sister showed how, like we were just saying how we could make out. And it was like, this is not making it sound any better, Tinsley. But I loved the description.
And they were not like 6 years old. Yeah. She's like, we were, grown women.
Yeah, they basically were. And then last two things I want to say, which is, Luann's being called out for not paying Sonia at all of her shows. And then Lou's like, I sang at your bingo, at your drag bingo show. And everyone's like, you weren't asked
Nobody asked for that. And that's not payment.
Nobody asked. She's like, I didn't get paid.
Nobody wants that.
And the last thing I will say is that the ghost of Bethany hangs over the Real Housewives of New York in a way that no other past person has hung over a show.
Well, we need an exorcism.
Yeah. The ghost of Bethany looms large. She was spoken about.
There's 3 ghosts that hang over this show. Bethany, Richard.
Yes.
JP Morgan Jr.
Though I believe
they're with us.
He's with us. JP Morgan Jr.
He's also a ghost. I'm sure he's 100 million.
But Richard, yes. And Bethany, yes, they are.
They're with us. Wow, Danielle, thank you so much for jumping on. And I'm so sorry that I'm going to ask you to leave. It doesn't feel good.
It's a tough thing to be made to leave my own podcast, but
I know. And I hate it.
I will go.
I hate it. Unless you want to stay
No.
Okay.
I know how I felt about it. Goodbye, everybody. I love you. Danielle. I hope you can enjoy it without me. I doubt it. Bye.
It will not be the same without you. That is the God's honest.
Love you guys. Have fun with the Kardashians. Ha, got one in. Bye.
While we were recording the podcast and I was talking about how Nene is back on Instagram and I was so happy, something huge happened, which is that I logged off of the podcast and then was greeted with the news that Nene Lanicia Leakes is not returning to the Real Housewives of Atlanta. And I don't know what to think. I had just newly fallen in love with her again and she's gone. I need to make sense of it all. I mean, we've survived without her before. We had a season without her, but I don't know. It all feels like I can't take this loss right now. I know that sounds dramatic, but these dramatic times, I don't know, guys. I mean, Atlanta always comes back, if we've learned anything. And we have, Kenya, and we have Portia, and we have Candy, and Cynthia, and Marlo, and so many greats that, we'll make it through. But, I don't know. Let's all just feel this. Let's all just take the time to feel this. Have a nice day.
Guys, before we begin the second part of our important podcast, where we delve into the rise and the fall and the ultimate death of the Kardashians on television as we know it, I just want to plug one more time such an incredible event that is happening next week on Thursday, September 24th at 5:30 Pacific, 8:30 Eastern. And June, Diane Raphael, who's here with me, is her lovely, wonderful organization that we've spoke about, the Jane Club, is co-hosting with Bitch Sesh, with Danielle and I, and Katie Lowe's from Scandal, actress and friend, a very important night of politics and comedy, a highbrow, lowbrow event. A lot going on with this night, June.
Honestly, Kacey, I can't wait. And I'm so excited that this is for Vote Mama, because truly, like, when we think about elected officials and we think about politicians, like, our minds usually go to older white men.
They always go there.
Who have degrees. I mean, I guess our president excluded. Mm-hmm. I don't think our minds could ever have gone there. But one of the things that the Jane Club takes so seriously is the critical years where women are taking care of small children and often elderly parents at the same time and stepping in to support them. And that's exactly what Vote Mama is doing, and stepping in to make sure that mothers who are often having their first children at the peak of their professional careers are not sitting out in the sidelines, but getting in there and running for office and supporting them as caretakers and as visionaries. And to me, what their work is just so incredible and exciting. And I'm so honored that the Jane Club is able to host this with Bitch Sesh.
It's so wonderful. And the last thing I'll say is, like you're saying, June, Vote Mama specifically supports the campaigns from start to finish of young progressive mothers with young children. Not young candidates, but women with young children. That is who they're supporting. And right now they're supporting 16 different candidates. November it's not even right around the corner. It is, it's coming. It's here almost. And so we're here. And so this is the last push. And I know everyone's given so much money, but I'm going to make my final plug, which is that this night, I feel like it's a great night. June's going to be there. I'm going to be there. And we have a special guest, a very special guest, who is the politician Candace Valenzuela, who is a Democrat running for Congress in Texas. She is this close to flipping her district, and in doing so will become the first Afro-Latina woman in Congress. And she will be joining us to talk about her campaign and her life. And that's the highbrow portion of the night. And then we will make a real and switch gears, and anyone who wants to stay
startling.
It'll be very abrupt and upsetting. For everyone, but you can stay for the politics. And if you care to stay, Danielle and I will then discuss The Bachelor and The Real Housewives with Scandal stars Katie Lowe's, Scott Foley, and Joshua Molina.
Oh, I can't wait.
It's quite a night. And the price is $100 for entry or more, quite frankly. And I know that's a lot, but I actually think it's not a lot given the state of this country.
Oh, listen. Okay. I want to think about like what I spend $100 on.
Certainly the manicures and pedicures you normally get while you
obviously all of my grooming, that doesn't come for free. It takes a lot of work to keep up this appearance.
That's right.
I spend $100 at Coffee Bean in maybe a week. So I know I'm not a relatable person, so I'm probably not doing the best sales pitch, but I really do want listeners.
No, you're not relatable at all, and yet.
I've never tried to be Kacey.
No, you haven't.
I've never tried to be
try
Sweetie.
To be like a down-home gal.
Oh, that ain't me. And we all know that. Like, who are we fooling? Right. So, as we all know, I have no respect for money or the value of a dollar bill. But I do know that for many of our listeners, they
do have respect for money, and they are hard work.
And I appreciate that. But I also want them to think about how we've been bitching and complaining for the last 4 years and what an opportunity we have right now in this moment. It is truly all systems go. And the fact that we can not only flip districts, but we can do it with women who have small children who are, I have to say, all of the activist work that I do, the women who are showing up time and again have small children.
That's right. The people who have the less time.
Yes, but the most to lose.
And if we say we want these new voices, to be the face of our country, so we have to support them with our money. That's the truth.
Yes.
So we invite you to that night. Hope you come, get your tickets, go on my Instagram. You'll have the link, Jane Club, Katie Lowe's, and Bitch Sesh for Vote Mama and Candace Valenzuela. Okay, now we are going to make a very abrupt transition in which we bring on a guest who I love so much. She graced us in our live show where she tried on Leanne Lockin's infinity dress, which she said could be worn 147 different ways. We checked in on Jess a number of times trying to make that dress work. Yes, Leanne was kicked off the show for being a racist, but her dress was ordered a year ago and it took a year to come. So we made good on that since it was $100 dress. See, I spent $100 on that piece of shit, so I will spend $100 to get women in office.
Yes.
Jessica St. Clair, welcome to this special episode.
Thank you so much. And just to jump in, and I know we're going to talk about the Kardashians, but I know we were talking about grooming, and I wanted to...
I thought you were going to say politics. Go on.
I wanted to let you guys know that I have purchased a professional waxing kit. One of those pots... And then that warms it up, and then the beads, the wax beads. And I'm going to attempt to give myself my own bikini wax.
Jessica,
don't do that.
It's literally a disaster waiting to happen. There are certain things that we should never.
But it's a disaster down there.
But what if? And just imagine this world. What if we've been told our whole lives that we need people to do this for us and we could be doing it ourselves?
I'll do you one better. What if we've been told this entire time we can't have hair down there and it could be growing itself?
Listen,
husband.
God bless.
No, thank you. This is where I draw the line. This is where my progressive politics ends.
I'm not ready for that.
Oh, it's where mine begins, and there is no end to the length of my pubes.
Mine looks like Leonardo DiCaprio in that movie I never saw where he fights a bear and then becomes the bear.
The Revenant!
That bear costume, that's what my pubes look like.
Oh my God. Okay.
Anyway,
Jessica, I really don't want you to do this. I'm worried. I just saw The Vow the other night, and I'm worried, and I can't believe those women have that branding on their vagina. And I'm deeply worried that something like that will happen to you.
you know what rude thing was just said to me? Dan was watching that as his lullaby, which I truly don't understand. And I said, Dan, do you think I would be like cult material? Like I could join a cult? And he said, oh, absolutely. And I said, yeah. You know, June almost joined one in college. And then he's like, snooze, I'm not listening. And then the next day he said, I want to revise that. I don't think you could join a cult. I think you could lead one because you don't like people telling you what to do.
That's nice.
It wasn't nice. It wasn't meant as a nice thing.
In Club just hosted a wonderful talk yesterday about cults, and I was just an attendee, but I did have to write in the chat as I was listening to it. I was like, I'm genuinely wondering, is the Jane Club a cult? I'm not sure it's not. So I just want to say that I might be leading a cult.
You want to say that you might be a cult leader. If the Jane...
I'm still trying to like drill down on it, but I can't say for certain
if
it's not
a cult. It's a beautiful one based on friendship and connection. So
Well, that's what Matt McConkey said. He's like, if it is a cult, call me. Oh my God, what did he say? Who did he call himself? Oh my God. Look who's talking to
Kirstie Alley.
Kirstie Alley.
He's like, call me Kirstie Alley because I'm not
leaving. You cited her movie. The sequel was the movie you cited.
She was in her right.
This is because I am forced to do a podcast about bad movies, and we covered Talking To, and it's truly like changed. My brain is now fried from how did this get made. Like I don't have any references for like good classic.
You're like, oh, what was that one about? I don't have an example. I think the Jane Club is a good cult if it is, and I would have joined NXIVM in a hot fucking second. And I'm afraid I would have been the gal, and this is unfortunate, the gal that leads us through most of it. And you can tell she's upset that she wasn't asked into the sexual side of things. It's really hard.
I was surprised she wasn't. I'm very attracted to her.
Absolutely. What was she doing?
Well, she's married to Nippy. Now, Nippy, I'm also attracted to her husband, Nippy.
As am I.
I mean, Nippy is kind of real star of this thing, but I do feel there's some sadness on her part. She's like, I got that man branded in my vagina and he didn't even make an overture at one of those volleyball games.
Volleyball games?
Oh, Jessica, you gotta watch it.
I can't watch. If it's too dark, I don't want anybody living in a cage or anything.
Now, June, you did make us get Jane Club branded on our clits.
TJC.
Oh my God, guys, let's segue into Kardashians because I don't want to take a ton of your time. But last week we found, and we're not timely, but we found out that they were pulling the plug. And it was interesting that they announced it on Kimmy's Instagram. It wasn't like the whole family released something. I think they were like, look, your sex tape launched us and you'll bring us out.
And you'll close us and you'll close us.
You took us into this world and you'll take us out. Where was everybody when the news came in?
Well, I know we were all on a group chat because I got super angry. I thought it was a joke. You guys were writing, like RIP, the Kardashians. And I wrote like, you know what? It's one of my favorite shows. You guys always have me on. Bitch Sesh is like a dancing monkey who doesn't know about this stupid show. And I actually know lots about the Kardashians. No one's ever.
I never knew this part of it. Jessica, I never knew this about you.
We never knew this. Were you embarrassed?
Because you never asked.
Oh, God. Okay, I guess we'll take that on. Okay.
Because you guys think that I'm on my high and mighty. Well, when I first came to Los Angeles and I was sleeping in Jessica Chapman's walk-in closet on an arrow bed with a hole in it, I would watch Kardashians obsessively. It was very comforting to me. I watched it so much that I thought about them in my off hours, which I guess is how you guys are about the Housewives. But I think about them all the time.
Me too.
I will say this. I am closer emotionally to the Kardashians than I have been to any housewife.
I'll agree with that.
I turned to them. I want to hear your origin story too, Kacey, but Kacey turned me on to them because when we were shooting Ass Backwards, and we were shooting it in Albany. Yeah.
People are like,
we were shooting it in Albany.
Shit.
I'm sorry, but someone did say to me on the group chat at Jane Club yesterday, and I was laughing so hard. They're like, never trust a cult. That's headquarters are in Albany, New York.
Oh, shit.
That did make me laugh.
Albany is such
which was NXIVM.
Shithole. It's such a shithole.
Oh my God.
Apologies to listeners.
Kacey and I, yes, no disrespect, except all the disrespect.
Right, but get out. Get out of there.
Run.
If you're not in a cage, get out.
Oh
Get
my
out.
God.
If you're in a cult, stay. But if you're not,
Oh
leave.
God.
Get out.
Kacey and I were shooting Ass Backwards, and every single day we're basically thought the movie was going to shut down. And then it did.
Yeah.
So
and then the camera
we
people
were
left, took our film
Yes.
hostage.
They locked
Absolutely.
you out. They locked you
and
out.
then we spent 2 years trying to raise the money to finish the last 4 days of the movie. But while that was happening,
And then I lost 20 pounds in between. So through the movie, my weight fluctuates quite a bit.
and I gained 10 when we went back. So it's a hard one.
It evens out.
So we were shooting that movie and staying in a dank hotel that they put us in. And Kacey was like, Kacey got pink eye the first night we were there. And was like, I'll never see
ER.
her
I had
again.
to go in the ER.
So Kacey ended up going to, like, literally the first morning of shooting, like, cameras up, Kacey arrived with pink eye. So this movie was cursed. So
Cursed.
I was so miserable. Paul was in LA. It was such a scary time.
Yeah.
And Kacey said, again, she wouldn't stay in the hotel with me because she went to a much more expensive luxury suite down the block, or as luxury as Albany can do.
Classic.
Yeah, so don't feel too upset.
Yeah. But it was called like the Garden Inn or something. And I was like, oh, I wish I could be there. I was literally, the walls in the hotel room I was staying in were like cement blocks. It was so grim. And Kacey said to me, you should start watching the Kardashians.
Mhm.
And I downloaded the first episode, and I spent that entire shoot. Every night I would come back
Yep.
and watch episodes of the Kardashians, and it was such a balm during such a
Yes.
difficult time.
Because they're always together, no matter what. They've got each other. You are from a big family, June, of sisters, you know, and my mother had 14 brothers and sisters, 7 sisters. Like, I've always longed for that. If our group of friends could all live on a cul-de-sac, like, I'd take it.
I would too.
My biggest fear is being alone.
On a cul-de-sac.
A cul-de-sac. Nailed it. Nailed it.
I'm so, I'm trying to get everyone. I don't know if you guys know this right now, but I'm recording this from Scottsdale, Arizona.
What?
Yes, I've left LA for the week to just get out and like go
To Arizona?
I've never met a friend who just doesn't say I'm like out of the state.
What the fuck are you talking about? You're in Scottsdale.
No.
What are you talking about?
I'm in Scottsdale because I am an asthmatic, and the
Oh,
air
come
quality was.
on.
I am,
She is
and
Jess.
the air I am, and
Jess, she is.
That was just the shit your mother used to say to get your dad good clean as a child.
True. That's true. That's true too. But two things can be true. But so the air quality was depressing me this past week, and I was feeling so down.
I think I'm going to go to the East Coast for November and December, guys.
Oh,
of course.
Best idea you ever had.
I'm out.
So listen,
Get out of here.
I am trying to convince Paul to just continue on. So to leave Scottsdale and like, let's go to like Montana next.
I'm right there
and
with
do
you,
an
June.
Airbnb
I will
somewhere.
say I have several times texted June over the years pre-pandemic and been like, should we move to Atlanta? And she's like, great. When? Okay. Like without a
Remember
moment
you guys were
pause.
going to move to Ojai. You didn't tell anybody. I thought, am I going to be without any friends? You guys are in Ojai raising chickens, organic
But
chickens.
Jessica, you all know I'm the only one that's going to go, and then no one's going to follow me. If I could
True.
really convince you all to move to another city, would you really come with me?
I really would.
I would.
You know me, I love a semester abroad. Yes.
Maybe we should go to Calabasas.
It's not a bad idea.
Hidden Hills.
Seems safe there.
It does. Because who wants to go there? Nobody.
You know, I will say the show goes down it goes down so fucking easy, that show. And I'll just quickly say I found it literally the week after I'd been fired from SNL. And I've discussed it on CNN. A news story came out saying I'd been fired for being fat, and it was on a ticker that I saw when I was driving on Sunset. And I
shouldn't have been looking at your phone.
It was on the side of the CNN building, Jessica, for all to see.
Avoided. Jesus, Jessica.
Jessica, I can't breathe when my eyes fall upon.
That's tough.
Yes, it is.
And my father saw it too. It said Casey Wilson fired for being fat. Then SNL called and said, you weren't fired for being fat. You were fired for not being funny. Please make a statement. Please make a statement. And I was in a low point. So I was sitting on my couch in a weird apartment that I rented, and I started watching. And when I tell you I cried along with them, I'm not being funny now. I'm being dead serious. I felt like Kris, I didn't have my mom. I will tell you, I felt like Kris has been a mother to me. When I saw Kourtney go to the zoo with the older one, how am I forgetting his name, Mason? I'll never forget. It was the first time I thought, maybe I want to have kids. I've been with them. That show saved me. I watched 30 episodes a day. It really did give me something.
And I know people think that, there's nothing there. They're depraved. They're everything that's bad about American, capitalism. I got to tell you, I think they are bringing their hashtag authentic selves to the screen every goddamn day. That doesn't mean that we can see their actual skin. And I don't think we should. And June, back me up here because you're halfway there. I have long said that the Kardashians wear the appropriate amount of daytime makeup.
Oh, I'm always trying to normalize their looks. I love
it's gorgeous.
A Kardashian face.
The more shit that Khloe does to her face, the hotter I think she looks.
And the way they wield,
never looked better.
They wield those long nails. I feel like, it's like my ASRM, or is that what they call it?
Yes.
I'm like, ooh.
All I want to do is have long nails and have a salad in a plastic container and
shake it up. And
shake it up, baby.
Shake it up.
And shake it up for longer than you think you should shake it for. That's all I want to do.
And I want Khloe's canisters with those beautiful cookies arranged. You know how attracted I am to the Lord. And I hate Kourtney so much. Flames on the side of my face.
And let's talk about that's why it's ending. That's why the show is ending.
Yeah.
What? Kourtney?
She's a bitch.
Of course, Jessica.
Wait a second. Kourtney's lack of a work ethic. Remember that fight where Kim's like, I've given you everything? I sucked a dong on TV to give you all of this, and you won't fucking just show up to our marketing meeting? No, do you remember that fight? It was
that
real.
Is like an unbalanced work partnership.
Yeah. The division of labor there seems to be.
Wait, right now, I want to just stop for 1 second, and I want us to say which Kardashian we are, Junior Kim.
Casey said that to me one day, and
you are Kim.
No, I'm telling you, it's the highest praise I've ever received.
Okay. I feel I'm Khloe.
Oh, definitely.
Yes.
Thanks.
Of course you are.
Thank you. I thought I was being met with resistance.
Of course you are.
No. Of course you are.
Now, Jessica, I find you to be Kris.
Of course I am.
Yeah, you are.
But June and I have a splash of Kris in us too.
Of course. But yes, I'm Kris, and I find her, I hope I look like that. Now, I did see Kris once on an airplane without all the bells and whistles in first class, and it looked unrecognizable. But I love that she stayed sexy. She stayed with a short haircut that works, but it's not a mom haircut. She hasn't sacrificed her sexuality or sensuality as she's gotten older. And I love that about her.
She won't. And I'm happy for her with Corey Gamble. I mean, let's just quickly run through the storylines this family has given us, okay? We start off with a bang. Sex tape. Well, I'll just be quick. We start off with a bang. We got the sex tape. Then we've got an Olympian. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Then we've got Kris who's working these girls, and then their careers are going. We've got Paris Hilton here on the side. And then we start meeting men Then we've got Lamar. Then we've got Chris Humphries is coming in. Then we've got Kanye West joins us at one point. Then, of course, Caitlyn joins us. Then the ugly duckling of them all climbs to the top. Andrew Rannells has told me this, and I think it is so true if you like musical theater. It is the story of Gypsy Rose Lee.
Absolutely.
Kris is the manager whoring out her daughter. There's the ugly one that no one thought anything of and is now risen to the top. The one everybody loved is in the middle.
Wow.
So I could debate that.
Okay.
I could debate that because I do think that Khloe is the heart and soul of the show. Don't get me wrong. And without
100%.
her, we would not have lasted 5 seasons.
And
I
she's
agree.
the most upset it went down. She said she couldn't stop crying.
Khloe, of course, because it's her show and she's a star.
She's
She
a
is
star.
Star power.
She is.
And she will find another thing. She's the one I'm like most excited to see what she does next. I just hope it's not going to be like some weird, like the Cocktails with Khloe and like some janky ass talk show. Like we need a good reality show, just following her around, watching her organize her closets. Like we don't need bells and whistles. We don't need a conceit. Like
we don't
just
need
wanna
Revenge
watch her-
Body where she pops in here and out. Like I just want to watch her go about her day with True.
That's right.
Tristan, then remember the whole Tristan thing that happened?
Guys,
Then remember
We didn't even
what
mention
happened
that.
with Jordan?
If I was auditioning for grad school, I would do the monologue she does when she gets drunk that night. She got drunk and she called him, right? And said, "How dare you?" You know, like and
Palm
Kim
Springs.
and Kim is laying on the bed just like, this isn't right, because Kim knows Kim's the matriarch. As Kim really
the business
is
brain.
the matriarch, and she knows what's
Correct.
best for her sisters, even though she's made some tough choices of her own. She knows that we try to keep it correct.
Kim is smart as hell. Absolutely. And Kim has grown the most in terms of her like business acumen. Like she is a smart fucking cookie. Now, Kacey, you forgot to mention in that litany of like events that also Kim was held up at gunpoint
And I just wrote that
Holy
down, June.
and to Paris' apartment. I mean, the trauma.
Where she
The
thought
trauma that
I
she
think
has
about
gone
that
through.
all the time. Like sometimes I lie down and I'm like, I think about those moments and I know how long it is that she went through and she was praying and thinking about her kids. And
And she was preparing for Kourtney to find her dead in the bed.
Oh.
and that's very selfless. I would not be preparing for anyone to find me. I'd be like, my life's over.
Me too.
Be thinking about
And
my
that's where
kids.
Me too. And that's where I think people have the wrong impression of Kim, where they think she's like the queen of selfies and started the selfie craze and so narcissistic. And like, is she capitalizing on what the world has told her is her worth, which is her body and her looks? Absolutely. But Kim is on her own path. And I really appreciate what she's doing with her fame.
And
right
she
now.
broke away from them and those like cake, you know, like those collabs with them that were in like JCPenney's and they all had a fragrance. And she's like, no, I'm going to do Skims. I'm going to do my own thing. We had a stumbling block with Kimono. And now.
And I'm going to say something about Skims. And, you know, obviously I'm not being paid to be a brand ambassador, but if anyone out there is listening.
We're welcome to have you. We're welcome to have you.
I'd love to have a conversation and just start a dialogue. But I have 2 Skims products. And man alive, are those things well made.
Better than
They
Spanx.
hold you in as much as
Better than Spanx.
They look like kind of
Better than
flimsy
Spanx.
than me.
They're very thin. They're
Wait,
not
but
that.
Casey, hasn't Abby gotten you like the Skims tape?
No, I know.
Okay.
What
so,
is the Skims tape?
tape-
So Jessica,
I will-
I don't know if you, Casey has big boobs, so you might not be able
I
to
don't need
tape the way.
No, I've
Jessica,
taped, yeah.
you and I will could use this every day. So if you're wearing a really low cut suit and you don't want to wear a bra underneath it, get the Skims tape, because you know Kim Kardashian has a whole like taping system that she is trademarked, rightfully so, because it's brilliant, and she has made this tape that is unlike anything I've ever used before, where if you want to wear a super low cut, like down to your belly button suit and keep it like really, you know, I love a deep V.
Yeah, you love a V.
I love a V, but I've never felt this secure. I It's crazy what it's doing.
And that's a metaphor for them. They make us feel secure and held as though we are family members. And I want to talk about another family member I don't care for.
Scott Disick.
I love Scott. Scott is everything. He's fucking pulling his weight on that show. He's giving us so much. I love the sidebars with him and Khloe, even though they're too produced.
You didn't even mention the passing of his parents, one after the other, like dominoes.
And the way Kris has held him close, has been really beautiful.
Yeah. They always want the best for him.
What I will say is, I don't care for Kendall. Don't care.
You've said this before.
Nor do I. And by the way, don't think she's the prettiest. I don't know why she's had that success. She's very normal looking to me.
So I put on the family tree her and Kourtney over here, and I find it interesting that one of the youngest is friends with the oldest. Now, Kourtney is now hanging around with Madison Beer and this one and that one. These 19-year-olds. It's sad.
It's not right.
It's weird.
Kourtney's so
sour.
And she's a sour, odd person. And I think that she likes to be like contrary, you know, and she gets like a thrill out of going another way. And some of the ways she's gone, like Poosh, and
that the woman that runs
TikTok
Poosh,
star.
that's not a good. That's not Goop. That's Poosh.
Exactly. That's Poosh.
Well, don't you think though, but June, as someone with sisters, do you feel like there was an urge to differentiate yourself from other women? You know, you've got these, because I felt like she chose, I'm the mom, but then, she just keeps having these babies, which is why I wasn't surprised. And I don't know if it's confirmed that she's having the fourth with Scott, which I found myself thinking.
I don't think that that's been confirmed.
I
Kacey.
think it's a
rumor out
close.
there. I know Nicole Richie's gone.
It's confirmed.
That's right.
Okay. I mean, listen.
I did a deep dive on it last night.
She's like someone who's endlessly fed by kids. And she does seem like a good mom to me.
She's wearing his clothes right now. She's out wearing his clothes.
Scott's?
Yes. They've been secretly together since his breakup with Richie.
What, Jessica?
It's true, guys.
I think she enjoys this, that we think that.
No, she's having one.
Remember that horrible guy she was with?
Oh, the young guy?
Andre?
Oh, God.
Guys, without kids, she doesn't have an identity. That's the problem. And they're getting older.
But they are. I mean, one thing I've appreciated about her, it doesn't make for good TV, is just, I think she's, in a way that I find refreshing, is like, I don't have ambitions. Like, I don't want to do things. And it's like, oh, wow, okay, that's new. And you don't hear that every day. And there's something about that I've appreciated. But then when she tries to like take her stand with, I don't know, the honey company or some weird vegan shit she's
Manuka
like up
honey.
to. Yeah, Manuka honey and like all this stuff. The moves she makes are so off. And she's never quite been able to like nail it. And I genuinely just think she's a very lazy person and she's kind of a miserable person. And I do hope she's seeking some medication, truly, like for what I think she really struggles with, which is like depression and anxiety.
And she's got that classic thing that's like, I'm not affected, I'm cold. But then when she cries, she's like, big guys, like, it penetrates. Yeah. When Kim fucking wrecked her ass in that fight, I've never been like so excited to be courtside or ringside of that. When Kim fucking scratched her.
Kim can read a person.
Yes. Yep. Kim was like, you're the least interesting one of us. I was like, thank you, Kim.
But Kim was right. It's like, here's the deal. It's okay if that's all you want to do. No judgment. Like, we should all decide what makes us happy, but then don't chime in your negative energy.
And you're not getting this fucking money. Kim's like, Khloe and I are busting our ass here.
And
Kim's got 100 kids.
Money.
Kim's husband, God bless. I'm a Kanye apologist because of his mental illness. I know that's not popular, but he is mentally ill.
Oh, 100% she's struggling.
And he's struggling with bipolar. And I appreciate the way Kim has handled it when she put out that statement, which is like,
that was a beautiful, beautiful statement.
It was beautiful. It's like, if you have someone with mental illness in your life, when they're in that mania, you cannot do anything. And the fact that people are blaming her, I think is very wrong.
Oh, it's insane. And the fact that
even though I blamed her too.
You blamed her for Kanye's insanity?
A couple times when he said this craziness and Trump of it all, I'm like, she needs to get in there. But then when she released that statement, I knew that was wrong of me.
And she truly loves him. I do believe that
He's suffering. He's suffering.
Of course he is. She can't control another adult human being. You know?
Are they going to stay together?
I hope not. I hope not, Kacey. These men, they can't handle them. And they keep on coming closer and they keep on burning out when they're in like 6 feet distance. They need to keep their social distance, because for men to be able, you need a Corey. You need someone who's just like, like happy to have been invited. Yeah. Men burn out next to the Kardashians.
The Phoenix. Yeah, the Phoenix that are the Kardashians.
Yeah, and they're too powerful together.
You need a Jonathan Chibane.
Exactly. Like,
wait, is he their friend? Is that the friend? I don't.
Yes, he's
don't
Kim's
like.
friend.
I
He's
hate that friend.
The saddest.
The food god. He's the worst.
I gotta tell you,
the fact that I've had to watch this man in a close up.
I can't with him.
Devastating, and the partner, devastating.
I really,
let's not forget and pay tribute. And you're going to think my tone is jokey. It's not. I'm getting upset.
To Dash? No, I'm just kidding.
Let's pay tribute to Robert Sr.
Oh, always.
Yes. Like, I feel Robert Sr.'s absence, and like, I do. And I really think it's beautiful the way they always try to keep up his memory. I'm happy they're going to Armenia.
I love Robert.
And I know he was involved with OJ, and we have a lot going on there. And we have a lot going on with Robert Jr.
You didn't even mention that in the history.
Well, I was going off the dome. I mean, I can't remember everything.
But like, so much.
I really think, Khloe and Robert Jr. struggled the most with Robert Sr.'s passing.
Oh, interesting. Yeah.
I think also Kourtney did too.
Kim seems pretty good.
Kourtney did too.
Kim is a survivor. She is. Well, she's also the firstborn.
Yeah,
she's
she
the
is.
firstborn.
No, Kourtney is.
No, Kourtney
Wait a second. What?
Wait, Jessica, have you seen this show?
Yes, but it never.
Okay, I will accept the fact
Kourtney's
that if you just saw them in a lineup, just energetically, you might think it would be Kim.
I thought it was Kim just because of how she takes her place in the family. I thought Kourtney was a classic second
Kourtney
child.
Is so angry at Kim.
Oh, there we go. See, now we've drilled down to it. It's not apathy. It's anger that is masquerading as apathy.
That's right.
Yeah, and I think it's so hard because in some ways I just want to I want Kourtney to get it out. I want her to say like, Kim, I wish I had a normal life, and you think you gave us so much, like you screwed us. I'd rather just, because I know that's what she thinks. But she's also, I went to this wonderful wildlife sanctuary in Scottsdale this morning.
That sounds like my
What?
This is insane.
What's happening?
Where are you?
I am in Scottsdale, Arizona in an Airbnb.
I got to put a tracking device on you. Did you drive there?
Put a tile on you.
Yes. We drove 5.5 hours, and this whole experience has been restorative.
I understand.
To get
I get
out. But so I was at the sanctuary, and we were learning about animals who have been rescued at a young age, but they were away from their mothers, and there's no chance they could ever go back in the wild. And I feel that about Kourtney. It's like you may feel that Kim fucked up this family and you don't ever have a chance for a normal life and to make Christmas the way you want it, just without any staff there. But you actually could not exist in the wild. She just couldn't. Those days are over, and I still feel like she's fraught.
I'll say this. They just off of that, they made a deal with the devil. They did. And I think they each have a different reaction to it. And I'm going to bring up a lyric off of what you're saying about Kourtney, June, because it is both. And it is a Bruce Springsteen lyric called The Wish, about his mother and how she gave him his first guitar and what she did for them. And he says, if I may, last night we all sat around laughing at the things that guitar brought us. And I laid awake thinking about the other things it's brought us. It's brought pain and it's brought joy. Because how small their lives would have been if it were not for the TV show. Where do they end? You know what I mean? Were they all? But they're also small. But their lives are also small. It's very interesting, and they all have terrible taste in decorating.
Oh, terrible. I think Kris has the best taste and hers is still terrible.
So the houses that you see them, maybe everybody knows this, that you see them shooting in, that they quote unquote live in, they're not their homes. But apparently somebody, I don't know who it was, knew the set decorator for the Kardashians. And they said for Khloe's house, they just go to Z Gallery and they just buy out the store. And that it looks exactly like that. That's the level we're hitting.
They are Z Gallery. Wow. I mean, listen, of course, it's all so terrible.
And it's Martin, that guy Martin Bullard is behind Kourtney's. And Kourtney has that annoying thing. It's like, if someone decorates your house, like, I'm not sitting there going like, I'm such a great decorator now. It's like, no, that guy, you pick things off of what he did. And Kourtney's like, I'm so into architecture and design now. It's like, because a guy presented you 3 choices. He has terrible taste, but it is his taste. Like, you're not a decorator because you have millions of dollars.
Right. You are a chooser of decorators.
Like, I watch a film, I'm not suddenly a director. Like,
what happens to Kourtney now? I'm not worried about Khloe. I'm not worried about Kim. What does Kourtney
Where is Kim and Khloe? Yeah, where are they at 55? Where's Kim?
Now, listen, they could, let's not, I haven't given up hope. Like, we did get our spinoffs. The spinoffs that were successful were like Kim and Kourtney Take Miami, Kim and Kourtney, all of those. I would be down for a Kim and Khloe take wherever, Wyoming. I would really be interested in because I'm not done. I want to see a closet full of candles, which we got to see when Khloe was going to Cincinnati, I think, in that house with Tristan. Just, I need my eyes to be on.
I started watching this show, which I urge you guys, if you want to just calm yourselves, this new Netflix show called The Home Edit.
Oh, I heard about it.
I could not stomach 5 minutes.
Okay, well, I just watched the Khloe section and watching how organized Khloe wants to be. There's just something satisfying about it. Like, she doesn't even want things off a millimeter.
Yes, this is how she controls the world.
That whole family is so into organization. They're never not like pruning a closet and pruning.
Well, listen, that's how Kim started as a closet organizer for Paris Hilton.
She organized Alicia Cuthbert's closet.
Right, that's right. The one person we haven't touched on, because he's really been MIA, is Robert Jr. and his sock line, Arthur George.
We haven't touched on Dream. We haven't touched on
China. I don't know what happens to him. Is he still going to go to USC for law school like Robert Sr. wanted him to?
No, Kim became a lawyer in the midst of all of this and is helping death row inmates. God bless.
That's so hot. That's so hot. That was so hot. And she did the work. She said, people stop laughing at me. I did the work. I took the bar. She's like, you can't cheat the bar. She took it.
Of course you can.
I couldn't do it.
God bless her.
Guys, I think we need to wrap up, but are there any final thoughts? I want to just touch on one character that I know, June, you love her too. Well, there's really 2 characters, and that's I've always appreciated MJ? Malika and Khadijah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, the
twins. They're such loving, warm, like loyal friends to them and to us.
If I had to have like a Barbie line of Kardashians, which probably exists, I would love to have the twins. To see them as dolls. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
And have them cozied in with me.
Right, and they could share each other's wardrobe and, whatever it is.
Yeah, Malik and Khadijah, it's always been so great to see them around Khloe. Regardless of her actual weight, she's still always taller than the rest. And to see Malik and Khadijah, always around Khloe has just been such a...
Well, because I don't believe that Robert Kardashian is Khloe's father.
You don't?
I don't.
Who do you think her father is, OJ?
No. I think it's either Todd Cranes, or... Kris has admitted to having affairs.
But I think she looks enough like the girls that I think that's...
She won't get the test.
She did get the test, didn't she?
She got the test for Kris. She didn't get the test.
Okay. I mean, I don't really want to go there.
I also
Kacey.
appreciate, okay, sorry. I also appreciate the last character that we've never seen ever once on camera is Kim's best friend, Allison Slatter.
Why isn't she on
Who
camera?
is her down to the ground best friend, like kindergarten on, and her father is, God, what's his name? He's like this major music mogul. I can't remember his name, but.
And she refuses to be on the show.
Her mother's Auntie Shelley.
Okay.
Of course. Yeah. Of course.
So, yeah.
I don't know why there's certain people that just don't make it.
But I like that
I
Kim has maintained her friendship with her OG forever.
Not surprised. They're very loyal. That's the thing about them. They're even when you kiss their husband, they're still going to like consider taking you back if you say I'm sorry in the right way. And that's what I love about them. And I just want to say one thing too. Khloe, when she was going through the Tristan thing, I was so, I think we all were as a nation heartbroken for her. That was a heartbreaking story.
Horrible.
And
she went into labor early.
And I just recently rewatched that episode, and it is like the most drama you've ever seen of like him coming in and then Kim's there. But like, you know what? The fact that she was like, when she said, I dreamed of this moment and I want it to be with he and I. And I didn't feel like that was her degrading herself. I felt like she was making a choice of what she wanted to have for that moment and for the love of her daughter.
I thought that was beautiful. That True can look back. I really believe her when she says I do things for True, and I really believe that. I do wish Khloe would. I think Khloe deserves better and has always deserved better.
Of course she does.
And I wish she would choose better.
I think she will. I think she's still growing up, and I think becoming a mom is a huge part of that. But I love the fact that she doesn't do what everybody wants her to do. And that's a lot of courage. Yeah, she even said, she's like, I don't like to make decisions out of emotion, which I thought, well, that's interesting. I've only ever made a decision in an emotional state. So like, that's interesting that she's able to do that, but she didn't like go crazy and blow up at him and like make it so that her daughter could never see the dad.
And with the Jordan, like then the Jordan thing, like she's a very strong person. And I'm so happy she's gotten into the workouts. Not because of her weight, the workouts, because it seems to be really like her thing.
Yeah, it centers her. It centers her. And I
like a good American gene.
I was just about to purchase. Have you tried it?
Yeah. And I appreciate the inclusiveness of the line has always been incredibly inclusive with sizing. And I've always appreciated that.
And then
Allison Slatter's father was Irving Azoff. Sorry.
Okay. Great to know.
That's really quick.
I am so sorry, everyone. I do have to run. And I know I was late
to sorry. What do you have to go meet with a lion trainer that you guys are going to have a special? What do you
have fun in Scottsdale.
You got to get on a Sea-Doo and like go around a man.
Goodbye, June. We'll let you go, and I hope our listeners will see you next week at the Vote Mama Jane Club Sesh event.
Too.
Thank you, June.
I can't wait. I'll be signing in from who knows.
Goodbye.
I'm interested.
Bye, everyone.
Goodbye. And Jessica, thank you for being here. Jessica St. Clair, you're the best.
I miss you so much.
I love you so much.
I love you, and thank you for bringing this joy into my day, my otherwise terribly depressing day.
Bye, Jess.
Bye.
I love you. Thank you. And thank you to all our listeners. Thank you to Dana, and thank you to Caitlin, and thank you to Earwolf. Goodbye. Guys, it's me again. And I know you've heard from me a lot today, but I do need to take a quick opportunity to plead with you and really beg you, if you are looking for a new family car in this time, or frankly, a car for just yourself or just you and your partner, honestly, because that's how much I stand behind, as you all know, the Chrysler Pacifica minivan. It started as a lark. Paul Scheer and I loved them so much that then Chrysler reached out to us. It's the dream. And we finally, and I know it's hard to say and it's not relatable, but we were given them. And now here I am paying it forward and just saying how much I love this minivan. I have trashed it within an inch of its life, but it's so sturdy. I still love getting into it. It is the smoothest ride of all time. Some have called it the Mercedes of minivans, and I don't know if I'm allowed to say that, but it is that. I mean, I can't even tell you, it's got a vacuum that I can just yank out and use. It looks great. I have so much room. I can put my niece in the third row. It is like driving, I don't even know how to put it, in like a stadium. It is humongous. It feels so safe in these uncertain times. I love it so much. If you are at all interested, look, just all I can tell you is just get it. It's wonderful. Last thing I'll say is they have the hybrid, which I love so much. And Pacifica is America's first and only hybrid minivan, and that's big. I love you all. Consider it. If you need a minivan, it's the way to go. There is no other way to go. And I never thought I was a minivan person. Look, nobody wants to be, except you do. Goodbye.